Okay, here is the homework for June 2014. This is questions 20 to 24. So 20 says the graph of y equals f of x is shown below. And it says which point could be used to find f of 2? Well, if you look, the 2 that is inside the parentheses is really just replacing an x, right? So what you need to find is where is the x value of 2. So if we look on this, we'll start with our first option, A. A is the point 2, 0, where x is 2 and y is 0. So automatically, we actually just found our answer. It's choice 1, which is A. Okay, number 21. A sunflower is 3 inches tall at week 0 and grows 2 inches each week. Which function or functions shown below can be used to determine the height f of n of the sunflower in n amount of weeks? So there's 3 different options, and it could either be one of the options or it could be 2. So in option 1 it says f of n equals 2n plus 3. Okay, well here's what we want to have. If I make a table and I say that this is going to be my week and below is going to be my height. Okay, so at week 0, my height is going to be, well, I want it to be 3, right? Because they said I started at 3 inches at week 0. So by week 1, if it's growing 2 inches each week, at week 1, I will be at 5 inches. At week 2, I should be at 7. And at week 3, I should be at 9. So what we need to figure out is which function or functions matches this table. Okay, I could type this 2n plus 3 and change it to 2x plus 3. I could just type that into my y equals on my graphing calculator and look at the table and see if it matches this. But we can just do that without a graphing calculator for now. So let's see. If I plug 0 in for my x, okay, so if I plug in a 0, I'll have 2 times 0 plus 3, and that would equal 3. Okay, so that works so far. So there's f of 0 for option 1. If I try f of 1, okay, so I have 2 times 1 plus 3. Okay, so that should equal 5. That's good. Let's try f of 2. That would be 2 times 2 plus 3. So that would be 4 plus 3, which is 7. So it's certainly going to be at least option 1. Okay, so that means on my list I can eliminate choice 2. It's not just 2. I can eliminate choice 3. It's not just 3. So it's either going to be choice 1, which is 1 and 2, or choice 4, which says it's 1 and 3. Okay, so let's try option 2. Option 2 says we're going to start with taking 2, okay, and multiplying it by our n. So if I look here, if I try to find f of 1, and this is for the second option, I'm going to take 2 times 1, and then I'm going to add it to our 3 times the n minus 1. And again, our n is, in this case, 1. So let's see. This becomes 2 plus, turns into 0. 3 times 0 is 0. So that gives us an answer of 2. But we wanted a height of 3. So automatically, I can eliminate the second option, which means it has to be number 4, choice 1 and 3. So let me just double check. Let's get rid of some of this so that we have room to just check option 3 real quick. Okay, so option 3 says take, now what this means is it's really saying take the term before it and add 2. where you start with your first term, f of 0 will be 3. So all it's saying is take the term before it, so we're just going to say 3, and we're just going to add 2. So that gives us 5, that's what we want. Okay, take the term before it, 5, and add 2. That gives us 7. Okay, good. Take the term before it, 7, add 2. It gives us 9, and that's what we wanted. So it is choice 4, which is 1 and 3. Okay. 22. A cell phone company charges $60 a month for up to 1 gigabyte of data. The cost of additional data is 5 cents per megabyte. If D represents the number of additional megabytes used and C represents the total charges at the end of the month, which linear equation can be used to determine a user's monthly bill? Okay, so if we look, we want to start at $60 a month. So essentially this 60, if it's a linear equation, this will be our y-intercept b. Because remember, we have y equals mx plus b. Okay, so it's saying the cost of additional data is 5 cents per megabyte. D represents the number of additional megabytes used, and C is the total charges again. So it has to be C equals something, right? So essentially, this 5 cents is going to be our slope. So if we plug it into our formula, we have y equals our slope 0.05 x plus 60. But in this case, C is our y, and D is really our x. And if we look, C equals 0.05 D plus 60 is choice 4. And if you look, yes, it's 60 plus 0.05 D, but addition is commutative, so you can move things around, and it's the same answer. So choice 4. Okay, 23. The formula for the volume of a cone is V equals 1/3 pi r squared h. The radius r of the cone may be expressed as, okay, so this wants you to get r alone. So it's saying, what would r equal? So if we look, we have a fraction 1/3, so it's essentially dividing by 3. So to get rid of this fraction, we want to multiply everything by the LCD. Since there's only one denominator, 3 would be your LCD. So we're going to multiply this by 3, and whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other side of the equation. So we'll end up with 3v equals, so if we look, our numerator and denominator cancel, and we're left with pi r squared times h. So now, if we want to get r alone, we have pi and h attached. They're attached through multiplication. So the opposite of multiplying would be to divide by pi h. So we need to divide both sides by pi h. And we're left with r squared equals 3v over pi h. So the only thing left to do is get rid of the square. The opposite of squaring is to take the square root. So what we're going to do is take the square root, and this is what our r will equal. So if we can find that, and it looks like it is choice 1 right here. Square root of 3v over pi h. Okay, one more multiple choice. So number 24, it says, the diagrams below represent the first 3 terms of a sequence. So it says, assuming the pattern continues, which formula determines a of n, the number of shaded squares in the nth term? Okay, so what I would start with is I would start by saying that term 1 just means that n equals 1. Term 2, n will equal 2. Term 3, n will equal 3. Now we have to figure out how many shaded boxes are in each term. So in the first one, if you count up all the shaded boxes, you will count 12. The next one has 16, and the third has 20. Okay, so assuming the pattern continues, which formula determines a of n the number of shaded squares in the nth term? Okay, so let's see here. Let's try option 1. Option 1 says take 4, multiply it by n, and add 12. Okay, so if we do that, I'll do it over here. So we're going to say a of 1 equals 4 times n, which is 1 in this case, plus 12. So that means that a of 1 would equal 16. But our a of 1 should equal 12. So that's not going to work. Okay, let's try option 2. Option 2 says start with 4, multiply it by your n, in this case we're going to say it's 1, and then add 8. Okay, so if we do that, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 8 would give us 12. Okay, so that works so far. Let's try to find term 2. So again, we're going to say 4 times, now this time our n value is 2, and then we're going to add 8. Okay, so 4 times 2 is 8, plus 8 is 16. So that works. Now let's try the third one. A of 3 equals 4 times your n, which in this case is 3, and now add 8. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 8 gives us 20, so we found our answer, choice 2.